Hello everybody, and welcome to another new game. So this is, I guess you would just say it like Idol? Like Idol? AI Idol? I don't know. It's a visual novel that I got in one of the several gigantic itch things that I've bought. God, the music is loud. I already turned it down, but I think I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. It is really loud. Don't really know anything about this except what I briefly glanced over on the itch page. It's a visual novel. I already said that. Whatever. Let's just jump into it and see how it is. The night is dark and cool. A soft but insistent wind blows through the streets, shaking trees and catching at coats so the passing pedestrians shiver. Hands are inserted firmly into pockets, and all eyes are focused down on the gray sidewalk. Street lamps flicker at intervals, dotting the ground with pools of bright synthetic light. A few moths flutter about the artificial glow, desperate for warmth in the bitter cold. Tires screech across the tarmac. Headlights flicker. A horn honks. In a corner of this cityscape, nestled between large glass buildings as though it has always been there and always will be, is the headquarters of one of the most well-known manufacturers of idols, Lyric. Yes, manufacturers, in the most literal sense of the word. Please don't do this. A man's voice cracks. He holds one hand against his chest, his eyes large and imploring. His tie is crumpled and his collar crooked. His forehead is slick with sweat despite the chill night air. I've worked so hard for this cause. You should know that. You know that. You should know. I've been here since the very beginning, so why? The man straightens his back, but his voice trembles. So does his body. His arms fall against his sides. The tendons beneath his skin tense and his fingers clench into fists, though the action doesn't promise violence. He's always been a retiring sort. He has to be. It's not possible to make it to the top if you have a temper. Not in Lyric. The president has no use for workers who argue back. The programmer knows this. He knows, simply by standing here, he's just digging his own grave. But what other choice does he have? Why are you doing this to me? The president surveys the harried programmer, his fingers steepled together. His eyes are cold and hard. Are you not already aware of your position? I'd appreciate it if you could be more transparent, sir. Well, it's fairly simple. Lyric is an influential company. It is only by keeping our employees on a tight leash that we have been able to dominate the market so thoroughly. We will not tolerate insubordination. It is as simple as that. But the president raises a hand. He looks disapproving, like a father scolding a naughty child. It stings. Please cease complaining. You should have known what would happen the moment you tampered with various files. I never... Your behavior could be considered hacking, legally speaking. You're lucky we're not pursuing this matter further. I didn't do anything of the sort. That isn't true. We have it on file. Your account accessed and edited several files beyond your authorization. Do you have any proof? As the president, I have no obligation to show you any proof. I'm simply stating the facts. The color drains from the programmer's face, not that it's immediately apparent. The president's office, far nicer than his cubicle with the notes stuck haphazardly to the pinboard and the rings of numerous coffee cups on the desk, is bathed in darkness. In addition, you have intimate knowledge about the programming of our virtual idols. That makes you a threat to security. The young man opens and closes his mouth, but no words come out. There are no words to say. He is already lost. He lost the moment he entered the president's office. The president is not a man to be argued with. It's not possible. His defenses are immaculate, like a chess computer that has studied the moves of thousands upon thousands of professional players. How could a mere human ever hope to face off against a monster like that? You will leave the premises and never return. Any attempts at resistance will be taken seriously. If such an unpleasant situation arises, you will be prosecuted and sent to prison for the damages. As I have said, we are being awfully lenient with you in deference to the time you have poured into our projects. You were a good employee. You worked hard. I respected that. We at Lyric are all respected that, and this is the least we can do for you. I have no desire to humiliate you more than you already have been. But that's a lie. It's all a lie. These platitudes are nothing more than a salve to make the pain of dismissal sting less. But they don't work. With that being said, I want to thank you on behalf of Lyric for all your years of dedicated work. Good night. And goodbye. Forever. For a few moments, wild thoughts run through the programmer's head. He imagines taking a step forwards and sinking his fist into the president's jaw. But the moment passes. He doesn't move. Instead, he stands there, as still as a statue, and breathes slowly. Yes? Why are you still standing here? Do you need somebody to escort you off the premises? The young man shakes his head. He's already been humiliated enough tonight. That would be the final straw. It is quite all right. But it isn't. My apologies. I'll see myself out. Very good. Then, as you will. The president's voice is as hard as steel. It leaves no room for argument. The programmer wants to ask what will happen to his belongings, but he doesn't have too many items in his office he really cares about. Just his mug, the potted plant, and a few photographs. Knowing the efficiency of Lyric Corp, they'll have packed all that for him already. His mug and his plant and the photographs might be waiting for him on the doorstep of his apartment, in a cardboard box with his name written on it. He sniffs. His eyes are moist. He isn't going to cry, is he? He's too old to cry. But he tries to remain cool and calm. Dignified. What else does he have left? And we've got a little opening sequence. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I should turn the music up a little bit more. But yeah, so I mean, I like visual novels, you guys know this, and I do enjoy the idol genre. But VNs on itch can be kind of hit or miss. So I was not very confident going into this, but it seems pretty good so far. That little opening was interesting. Who is that? I'm trying to figure out who the singing voice is. Yeah, I am going to, turn the sound up a little bit more. Hey, Hana, honey, there's a package for you. For me? That's enough of an incentive to make me take off my headphones. Man, we got a super fan here. Look at all of this stuff. I'm not the kind of girl who gets that excited as a general rule. Not that it's a real rule or anything. I just mean, in today's world, with overpopulation, rising unemployment, and digitization making a lot of jobs out in the countryside defunct, it's hard to get excited about anything much. Other than the impending doom of our civilization. Oh, that's too real. That sounds a bit depressing, though, so I'll stop. There's no point getting upset about things that can't change, or things I can't change. I mean, I'm just a high school student. I'm probably too young to worry about stuff like this. That's what Mom tells me. And speaking of Mom... Hana, do I need to go up there and get you? No, it's fine. Just a sec. I exit my room and walk down the stairs, taking them two at a time. My fingers barely brush the handrail. I know, it's not exactly ladylike, but I think everyone gets excited when they hear those 5 magical words. There's a package for you. Package. It never fails to make my heart skip a beat. Goodness, Hana, it took you long enough. Sorry, I was listening to music. You're always listening to music. That's why your hair's so mussed up. You look like you've been dragged through a hedge. Is there a problem with that? Her hair looks fine. I guess not. But as your mother, it's my duty to make sure you look adorable at all times. I thought as your daughter I already looked adorable to you at all times, get her ass. Well, more adorable. Mom's pretty relaxed as far as parents go, but she has this thing about my appearance. She loves fussing over me. I keep my hair short so I don't have to worry about it, but that doesn't stop Mom licking her fingers and patting it down every time our paths cross. Ugh, I hate that. What am I, a lion cub? Never mind my hair. Aw. I bat Mom's fingers aside. Mom pouts childishly. She almost looks my age when she does that. It's a little disconcerting. Is this the package? I point to a cardboard box lying at the foot of the stairs. I don't really know why I'm asking. It has to be the package because it's the only package in the immediate vicinity, unless this is some kind of cruel joke. Mom isn't the kind of person to pull pranks like that, though, even if she does act like a kid sometimes. That's right, it arrived only a few minutes ago. Hey, do you mind if I take a sneaky peek at it? Oh, if you want, just give me a sec to get it open. I retrieve a knife from the kitchen and return to the entrance hall, taking a seat on the stairs. I guess I could take the package to my room. It's a lot cozier up there, but I'm too excited. I want to see what's inside the package right now. At a glance, the package doesn't look that important. It's a brown cardboard box sealed with packing tape, just like any other. There is, however, one crucial difference. The lyric logo is embossed on the side. It has to be that. There's nothing else it could be. Aiko. Mom glances at my face, I think my cheeks are turning red, and laughs. She digs me in the side with her elbow. You look like a maiden who's fallen in love for the first time. Mom? My face burns. I dig her back. I know she's joking, but that might not be too far from the truth. My obsession with Aiko isn't that dissimilar to love, but that's ridiculous. For one thing, Aiko isn't even a real person. She's a virtual idol. For another, it's not like I'll ever meet her. She's a celebrity, beloved by millions, whereas I'm just Hana. Ogawa Hana, a 17-year-old high school student who lives in Fukuoka. I listen to a lot of music, I don't have many friends, and my hair's short and choppy because taking care of it is a pain. Okay, see, this is what I meant. Like, that opening was really interesting, but then this is starting to feel very meh. That about covers it. There's nothing special to see here. Aiko, however, Aiko really is special. I'm glad Mom, well, maybe not understands, but she at least accepts my Aiko obsession. Sometimes she pokes fun at my hobby. It's hard not to, given my room's like a shrine for Aiko-related merch, but she's never nasty about it. She doesn't sneer. That's a lot better than some people's mothers. Come on, Hana, open it! She does, however, get very excited whenever a new package arrives for me. Okay, calm down. My grip on the knife tightens. I bring it to the box, pressing the blade against one of the flaps, and slice open the packing tape with a well-practiced motion. It's the motion of a person who lives solely for Aiko-related merch bought on the World Wide Web. I don't know how many boxes like this I've opened over the past couple of years. I've lost count. This piece of merch, however, is special. It sits in the box, surrounded by styrofoam shapes and bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap. I think everyone does. It pops satisfyingly between my fingers when I peel it away. Oh, let me have a go. Sure. I hand a strip of bubble wrap over to my mom, which she pops contentedly between her manicured nails. So, what did you get, Hana? I turn the object over in my hand, now divested of its wrappings. It is, excitingly, another box. A bright pink box emblazoned with images of Aiko. It's what's inside the box, however, that's really important. It's a limited edition Aiko figure. I managed to get it on pre-order. I sigh softly, holding the box to my chest. The figure inside, still unseen by my unworthy mortal eyes, rattles. Judging by the photos online, the figure has a lot of fiddly little details. I hope none of them snapped off during transit. That's happened to me before on my Christmas Aiko figure I bought last year. I was pretty cut up about it at the time. Maybe that's why I haven't opened the box yet. I want to bask in this feeling of satisfaction for a little while longer. I didn't think I'd be able to get her. I mean, she was pretty pricey, and you know how popular Aiko is. Yes. Mom smiles, still popping bubble wrap. What a kid. I know only too well. It still doesn't feel real. Well, it is real. If anybody deserves that limited edition figure, Hana, you do. Nobody loves Aiko as much as you. Thanks. I set the unopened box to one side shyly, coiling a strand of hair about one finger. I've had a space cleared on my shelf for this figure for a few months. Now I can finally put her where she belongs. The other Aikos will be less lonely now. I'm sure they'll be happy to have a new little sister. My figurines are sisters, aren't they? Or are they? Since they look so alike, they are all of Aiko, after all. Twins might be more fitting. But I have more than 2 of them. Just how many Aiko figures do I own? 25? 30? I think I lost counting after 18. So, what do they call 20-something children born to a single mother who are all identical? Is there even a name for that? No. You know, Hana. Mom's finally set the bubble wrap down. She looks a little more serious than usual. You're so serious about Aiko. Not that it's a bad thing. She's cute, and while I don't know much about music, her songs are so catchy. It's hard not to smile when you listen to her. I just think it might be a good thing if you put your energy into some other things, too. I'm not saying you should stop collecting Aiko merchandise because I know how much she means to you, but it might be a good idea if you tried making a few more friends. Mom looks at me hopefully, her head tilted to one side. Just a sprinkling? How can you make a sprinkling of friends? Maybe it's like cooking. You know, you add a sprinkling of sesame seeds. I don't follow. And I'm also not that good at cooking. I'm going about this all wrong. That isn't what I mean. Mom folds her arms. She frowns. You know Nadeshiko's daughter, little Yuko? Yuko isn't that little, Mom. She's 3 years older than me. We went to the same high school, but Yuko's already graduated. Didn't she audition at Lyric? She's working as an idol now. Well, how about this? I know how much you love idols, so why don't you try and channel your passion into something productive? Have you ever thought about becoming an idol yourself? I think I'd be less surprised if Mom's head turned into a chicken's. You do not want to encourage your daughter to become an idol. Normally, you'd expect a mother-daughter conversation about the subject of idols to be the polar opposite of this. The impassioned daughter would be begging, eyes wide, mascara smeared for dramatic effect, if she could please, please, please audition at Lyric, while the mother would be shaking her head sternly. Don't be silly, Sakura. Why Sakura? It's the first name that came into my head. Maybe it's because of that magical girl anime I used to like when I was little. I've never watched Cardcaptor Sakura. You have your studies. You can't waste your time chasing after dreams that might never come true. But my mom isn't like that. She's not Sakura's mom. I assume that's what was being referenced, but I don't know. Could be referencing something else. She's seriously, genuinely asking me. She wants me to become an idol. My mom is kind of amazing, in more ways than one. Unfortunately. I'm not so sure about that. I like idols a lot, but that doesn't mean I want to be one. But it would do wonders for your social skills, honey. Think about it. It would give you opportunities you could only dream about. You'd meet so many new people. And that's the part that's making me feel like throwing up. I'm not really a people person. Really, I couldn't. It's not for me. Can you imagine me on a stage singing? That's a recipe for disaster. I might not be able to cook, but even I can tell that much. I know it will be hard for you, sweetie, but I've heard you singing in the shower. You have a good voice. It's a little unpolished, yes, but I don't think you're any worse than some of these so-called idols you hear on the radio. In fact, you're even better. That Aoki Tsubasa. Tsubasa might not have a good voice, but she's appeared in several TV dramas. She's a good actress. She is outgoing, too, unlike me. Don't put yourself down like that, dear. I'm not just saying this because I'm your mother. I really think you could do it. Maybe, but I have high school to worry about, then college. There isn't enough time. I know, you're so serious about your studies, and I respect that. I really, truly do. I wish I'd been half the student you are when I was your age, but you need to go out, too. Meet some people. Have some fun. You can't stay inside your room all the time. It just isn't healthy. It hasn't killed me yet. Don't be so maudlin. I just want you to try. College can wait, and your father and I don't mind supporting you while you experiment with things. That's what life is about. Experimentation. You won't grow as a person if you don't try new things. Okay, fine. If you want me to, I suppose I can give it a go. Oh, Hana. Mom's eyes light up. I swear I can see hearts in her pupils. Do you really, truly mean it? If it'll get you off my back. There's nothing stopping me from auditioning at Lyric. They host new auditions all the time. They're always on the lookout for fresh talent, like some kind of all-consuming machine. And that is why you don't want to encourage your daughter to become an idol. The industry chews people up and spits them out. I don't have any real faith in my singing, though. My warbling in the shower is laughable, and my stage presence is even worse. I'm not charming, I'm not charismatic, I'm not pretty. So I don't have anything to worry about. They won't pick me. They definitely won't pick me. There are so many talented girls out there in Fukuoka. I don't have a chance. I'll do the stupid audition and I'll make myself look like an idiot, and then I can come home and hide on the internet and at least say I tried. What else can Mom ask for? It's foolproof. This is unbearable. I sigh, tugging at the hem of my shirt, and shift forwards on the seat of my swivel chair. It's pretty old, and it creaks in protest, but who has enough money to worry about chairs when they could be buying new Aiko merchandise? And people usually say I'm so sensible. People being my mother. I don't often interact with people. Perching on the edge of my chair like this isn't exactly comfortable, but at least it puts me a little closer to the electric fan sitting on my desk. The breeze runs through my short, choppy hair, making it flutter about my cheeks. A few loose strands tickle my nostrils. I have to fight back a sneeze. On a hot, muggy day like this, my sighs feel warm. I think a sneeze would feel even warmer. I guess that's just how the world is. Global warming, melting ice caps, dying penguins. It keeps getting hotter and hotter during the summers. One day it'll get so hot our planet will flood. Unless we all turn into fish people with webbed fingers and toes, we're going to go extinct. Thinking about stuff like that doesn't make me very happy, though. I should focus on the positives. That's what Mom always says. Like, how Mom's Nikujaga? What is that? I know Niku is meat. I don't know what the other part is. I've never heard this before. Is really delicious, or how I don't need to worry about being an idol because I'll probably fail my audition, and how cute my new Aiko figure looks on my shelf. It could be worse. At least I don't have to go to cram school over the summer. My grades are good enough that I can afford to shut myself up in my room like a hermit, and that suits me just fine. I'm happy like this. Really. She keeps saying her hair is choppy and messy, but look at it. This main character seriously gives me such, like, Wattpad fanfiction protagonist energy. You know, the I'm not like other girls, I threw my brown hair in a messy bun kind of character, you know? Idly humming an Aiko song under my breath, I browse through a popular idol forum, Idol Boards, on my phone. Idol Boards is a forum I frequent a lot, and though I've met a few people on here I kind of consider friends, there are some people on here that, well... Please help me find my programmer. It is of the utmost importance. Sincerely, Aiko. Are kind of annoying. More than kind of, actually. I have to stop myself from gritting my teeth together. That won't help matters. It'll just wear down my tooth enamel, and then I'll need to go to the dentist, and that involves going outside, which is way too much hassle. It's nothing to get mad about. It's probably some child, 11 or 12, 13 at a push, who thinks this is an RP board. If they deign to take 5 minutes to read the rules, they'd realize role-playing isn't allowed and it can actually get you permabanned by some of the more serious admins. Wow, you don't even have, like, a side board for it? Wow, this forum sounds boring. Maybe I should send them a message just to let them know. It's not like I have anything better to do. With a small sigh, I click on the private message option by the person's username, Heartsong, how original, and send them a response. Hey, I don't know if you read the rules, but this isn't a role-playing board. The moderators are pretty strict about this. For your sake, you should probably delete that thread. Right, that should do it. I just hope I wasn't too blunt. I've dealt with a lot of unpleasant people on the internet, so I tend to be curt and snippy myself. I also have an unfortunate habit of assuming the worst about others. That isn't relegated to my online life. I do that in real life all the time, too. Whatever, it's not like I expect this kid to reply. That's probably why I start in surprise when a new message pops up on my screen. Greetings. Greetings, Miss Acidic Flower. Thank you for your concern. However, as I am the real Aiko, you have no need to be alarmed. I am not playing a role, other than the role that has been assigned to me by my programmer, and there should be nothing wrong with being myself. Aiko. Huh. Now that's oddly formal. The vocab used in that response is way more advanced than a kid's. I feel like I definitely could have written something like this if I was role-playing as when I was like 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I definitely would have written something like that. I'm not used to being addressed so respectfully, certainly not online, and the message makes me pause. What in the world? This reads like it was written by my grandmother. That or a bored literature student. Of course, it's not enough to convince me it's the real Aiko. I guess I better reply. I'm sorry, but I find that rather hard to believe. Oh dear, which part are you having trouble accepting, if I may ask? All of it! I accept that this might be shocking, but I am telling the truth. I promise you that. I really am the real Aiko. I don't care if you're Cleopatra. This is getting out of hand. It doesn't make any difference to me if you delete your thread or not, but if you leave it up, you'll get in trouble. Trouble? What manner of trouble? A moderator will probably kick you off the idol boards for good, especially if you keep acting like this. If you know what's good for you, you'll stop messing around. It's annoying. Forgive me. I hope I have not offended you, Miss Acidic Flower. As I said, I am telling the truth. I have not been programmed with the capability for telling falsehoods. Sure, whatever. I realize you are probably busy, and I apologize for intruding, but I am in dire need of some assistance. Would it be at all possible for us to converse further? Seriously? They want to keep talking? Don't they realize I'm not interested? What a pain. I bite my lower lip. Also, that's not what private messages on forums look like. It's very different from DMs on social media. I don't know why, but this whole thing is... I feel like the writer of this was probably pretty young when they wrote it. Like, I don't know how old, but I feel like they're younger than me, at least. But this whole thing is annoying. It's really annoying. I rarely let myself get worked up by trolls online, but I don't know if this person is a troll or not. They sound sincere enough, but their story just isn't plausible. Neither is it possible. It can't be. Maybe that's why I block them. I don't want them to get my hopes up. As if the real Aiko would ever post on an idol forum. I sigh. As if she'd ever talk to me. It's completely ridiculous. I stretch my arms above my head. The bones in my elbows click. That's enough of the idol boards for one day. What else can I do? Oh, maybe that swimsuit Aiko figure is back in stock on AmiAmi? Even if it isn't, looking at more Aiko merchandise should help me calm down. I need to decompress. I need to de-stress. I need to look at Aiko in a swimsuit. But the moment I set my phone down... Oh, my phone lets out a musical chirp. What could that be? I glance at it, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. The icon for Paku Paku, my favorite instant messaging app, is displayed on the screen. You have a new contact. Heartsong has sent you a message. I frown, clicking on the notification. I apologize, Miss Acidic Flower, if I annoyed you in any way, but I am in dire need of assistance. I would not joke about such a thing. Aiko. What? How did they get my contact info? There's something very suspicious about all of this. If this is a prank, it's an incredibly elaborate one, but something about it rubs me the wrong way. Something beyond a complete stranger from an internet forum adding me as a contact on Paku Paku. It's the way I say she, but Heartsong could be anybody, signs themselves off as Aiko. It all seems so presumptuous. I don't know how you got my Paku Paku ID, but I'll report you for harassment if you keep doing this. It's not funny anymore. I am sorry, Miss Acidic Flower. I truly am. I know this is unforgivably rude, not to mention intrusive, but I need help. I assure you, I would not resort to such drastic measures if I had any other recourse. If you are unavailable... Had a sudden coughing fit there. If you are unavailable, could you perhaps give me another contact with whom I could speak? It is unbecoming to admit such a thing, but there is something I am worried about. Aiko. There it is again. Aiko. Of all the impertinent things, this girl is an insult to Aiko fans everywhere. If I wasn't such a huge fan of Aiko, this casual appropriation of her name wouldn't bother me so much. But I am a fan of Aiko, and it does bother me. It almost bothers me more than being hacked does. Almost. I suppose there is a chance she could be the real Aiko, but... Oh, who am I kidding? I need to teach her a lesson once and for all. I agree with you, Heartsong. You do need help. You need help getting over yourself. You're not the real Aiko and you never will be. You're just a bored nobody who wants attention. Stop living in a dream world and get a life. I understand why you feel this way. I apologize for going about this in the wrong way. Truly, I do. I only hope I have not upset you too deeply. Aiko. Some people just don't learn. Oh, we have been faced with a choice. I can't... Oh, I can save on a decision. Okay. Oh, that's a very quick way to do it, too. We'll reply to her. Alright, that's something. I suppose I can accept your apology for now. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Aiko. No need to thank me, and you don't need to keep signing your name off at the end of your messages. Oh? I don't? I thought it was polite to sign one's name, like writing a letter. Don't be stupid, you're not writing a letter. This is a messaging service. I can already see your screen name. Oh, I see. Well, this should save quite a lot of time. Thank you for telling me, Miss Acidic Flower. It's no problem. I mean, it's just common sense. Some people say I am rather lacking in that department. I can tell. So, what is it? What do you want? I suppose I should tell you what has been troubling me. I can't find my programmer. It is of utmost urgency that I find him or her. How do you not know what gender your own programmer is? It is complicated. I believe I used to know, but the place where that information was stored has since been wiped. Wiped? By who? By Lyric. Why would Lyric do that to their own idol? That is part of the issue. I can't remember. All information pertaining to my true programmer has been deleted. I have been assigned a new head programmer, but I know he is not my original programmer. How can you tell? If he was, he would be more familiar with my internal processing. The plot thickens. I can feel myself getting drawn in. But this is ridiculous. I need to keep my wits about me. Why would Aiko, Lyric's most popular virtual idol, come to me for help? It doesn't add up. You know, unless this is some weird role-playing thing, I still think you're trying to trick me. Do you have any way to substantiate your claims? I will be making an appearance at a convention called AIdol Festival this weekend. Please see the attachment for clarification if you desire further proof. So, that flyer doesn't prove anything. There are adverts all over the town and on the net. If you come to the event, I will give you a signal during my concert to prove I am who I say I am. I can feel my heart stuttering inside my chest. Is this for real? Is Aiko, the object of my affection, no, adoration for the last 2 years, truly offering to send me a special signal during her concert? No, I have to think logically. I need to cool down. Let's take this one step at a time. I don't want to sound too excited. Fine, I wasn't planning to go, but I have to see this for myself. You're on. Thank you, Miss Acidic Flower. You've been a great help. While at the convention, we can talk through this phone app. Let us speak again later. And a notification comes up telling me the user named Heartsong is busy. Busy doing what exactly? If Heartsong really is the real Aiko, she probably has a packed schedule, interviews and photo shoots and appearances on the radio. If Heartsong's some random person on the internet, however, maybe they've just grown tired of their charade. Either way, I should check my internet bank balance carefully. I only had a few coins in there, but if Heartsong can get my Paku Paku ID, they can probably get my account number and login information. That could become quite problematic. Ugh, my heart's still pounding. I need to calm down. Is there any way I can verify this? Maybe I should take a look at Lyric's official website. There must be a section where I can contact them. If anybody knows about Aiko's errant programmer, presuming, of course, that Heartsong's story is true, they will. Why doesn't Aiko ask the staff at Lyric Corp about her programmer anyway? I don't get it. A quick search through Lyric's website gives me the location of their main office. Fortunately, Lyric is a company based in Fukuoka, and their office doesn't seem too far away. You're going in person? It should only take half an hour or so to get there by train. The only question is, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to go to Lyric's office and ask them about Aiko? I guess I have to. If I want to get to the bottom of things, that should be the easiest way. Let's see if they can tell me anything about my conversation with Aiko. You're not gonna, send an email or make a phone call? You're jumping straight to going in person? That's wild. But maybe I can make a topic on the idol boards first. Subject: who made Aiko? Content: this might sound like a weird question, but I was wondering if anybody knew the identity of Aiko's head programmer. I love Aiko, and I thought I should let the programmer know they did a great job. It's a long shot, since information about virtual idols programmers is pretty hush-hush, but it never hurts to try. I'm not expecting miracles, though. I've tried to find out about Aiko's programming team in the past, but the few scraps of information I could find were dubious and contradictory, discovered in unreliable forums with less than stellar reputations. I've seen more than my fair share of people pretending to work at Lyric with confidential top-secret information, so I guess I naturally grew jaded. Now, whenever I see information pertaining to the production of virtual idols on the World Wide Web, I just roll my eyes and scroll on. It's not like most people, fans I mean, even care about the programming. It ruins the magic. When you look at it like that, I guess being a programmer is kind of sad. They have to do so much work and nobody ever thanks them for it. I sigh under my breath. Oh well, that's just how life is. Wow. I stare at the building before me, tucking a strand of hair behind my ear. The wind immediately blows it back into a state of disheveled disarray. You keep saying your hair is a mess, and it doesn't look like a mess. But I can't bring myself to care right now. A good 80% of the building is comprised of glass, and the sunshine glints across the numerous windows so they sparkle. It looks like some kind of rare diamond. I guess it's a pretty standard office block when all's said and done. It's not that big. Kind of humble, actually, considering Lyric is such a big deal. If Lyric were based in Tokyo, not Fukuoka, it would probably be larger. Still, it's crazy to think that this is the place where my dreams were made. I've seen this place on TV. It looks smaller in reality than it did on the screen, but I've never been inside. Why should I bother? Lyric never holds events here. The building's not big enough. I know some superfans will linger around the head offices hoping to catch a glimpse of the idols as they come and go, but that'll get you nothing other than disappointment and a restraining order. But I'm here now. I have to make the most of it. I can do it. I mumble under my breath. But what is it exactly? That remains to be seen. I entered the building with slow, faltering footsteps. I don't know where to direct my eyes. I must look so stupid. Ah, greetings, miss. A young woman is sitting behind the counter, her face carefully made up. She's very pretty. So pretty, in fact, I feel myself getting tongue-tied. Her clothes look expensive, and her fingernails are long and delicately filed. She has an almost regal aura about her that makes me feel rather unworthy. My cheeks flush, and I glance at the floor. Hello, I was wondering if there was an Aiko event scheduled for today? I'm sorry, miss, but you're a week too early. I knew that, of course. Idol Fest isn't until next weekend. I try to make a show of being disappointed, though, which is to say I swallow and dig the tip of my shoe against the ground. Oh, that's too bad. I must have gotten mixed up. That's quite alright. You aren't the first person who's come in asking about Lyric's future events. She doesn't just look like royalty, she sounds like royalty, too. Her manner of speech is very polite. I guess that makes sense, since she works at a reception desk. Being polite is her job, after all. If you would like to know more information, I can give you this. She hands me a flyer. It's emblazoned with the image of Aiko, striking a pose at the camera. It's the same flyer Aiko sent me over Paku Paku. I actually own one of these already. I kind of collect flyers from Aiko's events, though I never attend them. I guess you'd call it living vicariously through material goods. Here's a flyer for Idol Fest. That's the event that's coming up next week. You can have it if you would like. We have hundreds of them. Maybe you could hang it up on your bedroom wall? I don't tell her that I already have so many Aiko posters hanging on my walls I don't have enough room for any others. Thank you. That's very kind. Don't worry about it so much. When the clerk smiles, I can see dimples forming in her cheeks. There's a code on the back of the flyer you can scan. It'll bring up a map to the convention center on your phone. Isn't that useful? Technology sure is something. And, could you possibly tell me if Lyric is holding any events online right now? Or, I swallow. If the incident with Heartsong earlier was actually the result of some lyric-sponsored publicity stunt, it might make a bit of sense. Hacking into people's phones is kind of suspect, and it's not something you'd expect from a large company like Lyric, but it'd be more understandable if an organization was behind it than a random person. Are you doing some new digital marketing campaign? It doesn't look like we're holding any online events right now, no. Sorry. Is there anything else I can help you with, miss? No, it's fine. Thank you. I bow in gratitude before leaving, the flyer crumpled to my chest. What should I do now? Is Heartsong the real Aiko or not? Can anybody confirm it? Who can I trust? I stand in the shadow of Lyric's building for a while, glancing up at the sky. It's a clear, bright blue, like a chlorinated swimming pool. It kind of makes me want to take a swim. Couples walk by on the other side of the road, hand in hand. An old man is chatting with a younger girl outside a bakery. His granddaughter, perhaps? A young boy is shrieking and chasing after pigeons, which scatter in his wake. His parents call him back, but they don't sound serious. They're laughing, shaking their heads. Everything's so pretty. Scenic. But it really is hot. I sigh and fan myself with the flyer the clerk gave me. What now? I think I need to sit down. Hello, miss. I'll be with you shortly. Thank you. I glance around curiously. Is this really a cafe? If this sign outside is to be believed, then yes. It looks more like a bar. Yes, this place functions as a bar in the evenings, but we also serve coffee, tea, and hot chocolate. Please don't be intimidated. Take a seat. Alright. Thank you. I've never been to this place before. It's called the Virtual Net Cafe, which is a bit of an uninspiring name, but the interior looks nothing like any idol cafe I've seen. I've been in some idol cafes that overload you with pink, particularly those themed around Aiko. Sitting inside them feels like being trapped inside somebody's digestive system. This place is much more understated and way less cute. It has a mature adult charm despite the smell of hot chocolate wafting through the air. There are displays of wine, expensive-looking wine, behind the counter and seats lined up around it. There are a few tables set up here and there, though. I guess it's not just a bar. Although, at a glance, that seems to be the main attraction. Fortunately, for such an adult cafe, the prices aren't too bad. It almost feels like I'm breaking some kind of law by coming into a place like this on my own. I mean, I'm not even old enough to drink. But a hot chocolate should be fine, right? Supposing it isn't spiked with whiskey. The barista himself seems to be in his mid-30s or so. He's busy with a customer who seems to have the longest order ever in virtual net cafe history. The customer holds their phone out, glancing at it to ensure they haven't forgotten anything. He's probably a new intern at one of the startup companies around here, running errands for everyone in his office. I feel kind of sorry for him. I think the barista does too. I'm in the middle of examining the menu when my phone beeps. I pull it out. A familiar name greets me. Hello, Miss Acidic Flower. Do you have any new information to share with me? No, I'm at a cafe right now. Let me order something first. My phone beeps in reply, but I don't have a chance to check Heartsong's message. The awkward office boy has finally received his order. He shuffles away from the counter, holding the drinks in 2 cardboard carriers. He's so anxious to leave, he turns a little too quickly, bumping into my shoulder. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't spill anything on you, did I? It's alright. I'm fine. Great. At least something's gone right today. That sounds like a leading statement if I've ever heard one. Maybe I'd ask a question if I wasn't so worn out from human interaction for the day. And if I was the kind of girl who could just, talk to complete strangers. But I can't. It doesn't matter. The boy's clearly in a hurry. He bows a quick apology, struggling to keep the 2 trays steady, and retreats. Well, I have to go. Bye. Bye. I watch him leave. Maybe I should offer to hold the door? But he pushes it open with his hips, still balancing the trays, and leaves. He was certainly energetic. The barista laughs. His eyes are soft and gentle, but there's something a little off about his expression. I can't quite put my finger on it. Not that it matters. My smiles would be a little off too if I had to work in a cafe during the summer in this sweltering heat. So, what can I get you, miss? I'll have a green tea and a chocolate cookie. That'll be 500 yen. I'll get that started for you right away. Oh, thank you. As I dig my purse out of my pocket, pulling out the required coins, my eye catches the barista's name tag. Sato Yuichiro? Is that how you read that collection of characters? Addressing a complete stranger by their name is a little awkward, but my mother always tells me to use people's names whenever I can. This forms the backbone of my mother's People Skills 101, impromptu lessons she's been giving me ever since elementary school, when she realized I didn't have half as many friends as I should. My total number of friends during my formative years being a resounding 0. It's not like I want to make friends with this barista or anything, but it never hurts to be polite. Thank you, Mr. Sato? The barista looks surprised, but this time his smile seems a touch more genuine. Much obliged, miss, and you can just call me Yuichiro. Meanwhile, the frazzled office boy, Hideki, rushes into the foyer of Lyric's main office, holding 2 trays of assorted drinks in his hands. Come on. He taps his foot awkwardly while waiting for the elevator. Every second feels like agony. The smell of the ground coffee beans is almost overpowering. The elevator is being slow today. It's been slow for the last few days. They need to get somebody in to repair it. It's inefficient. Hideki isn't the most efficient worker at the best of times, but now that he is the sole custodian of 3 cappuccinos, an Earl Grey, a vanilla tea, a matcha tea, and a chai latte, he's more anxious than ever. It almost feels like the elevator's being slow despite him. Come on. A small ding fills the air. The elevator's finally reached the ground floor. Hideki steps forward, ready to let himself in, when... There's a man stepping out of the elevator. A man Hideki knows. Well, that's not saying much. Everybody at Lyric knows him. It's Mr. Himura. Mr. Himura works in the programming department. He was the project lead during the creation of the virtual idols Naomi and Vespa. Hideki's seen him before, in passing, but he's never spoken to him. There's something imposing about the older man that makes Hideki's knees feel weak. Nishida? Mr. Himura nods his head towards Hideki as he steps out of the elevator. Hideki blushes. He had no idea Mr. Himura knew his name. Good morning, Mr. Himura. Hideki bows his head. Not just his head. His upper body shifts, and he very nearly spills his drinks down his front, but he's able to salvage the situation at the last minute. I hope I didn't get anything on you. It's alright, just be more careful in the future. I'll do my best, sir. For whatever reason, Hideki feels compelled to give Mr. Himura a salute. Not that he can. His hands are rather too encumbered with caffeine. Are you running errands for Ryoichi again? That's right. Mr. Himura tuts and shakes his head. That Ryoichi. He might be the head of Lyric's PR department, but he really is lazy. He probably has better things to do than pick up coffee. Well, I wonder. The elevator dings, and the doors begin to slide shut. Hideki jumps. Ah, wait up! Did you want to use the elevator? That's right. I'm sorry, sir, but I have to go. It's fine. Don't let me keep you. See you later, Nishida. And try not to spill that coffee. I won't. I promise. Hideki steps into the elevator before the doors close. He waits for a few moments until he reaches the correct floor. He shuffles inside his office and is soon greeted by one of his co-workers, Kenji. Ah, there you are. That's right. Here I am. Yes, I can see that. Kenji sighs and rolls his eyes. We were beginning to wonder if you'd gotten lost. My sense of direction isn't that bad. Your timekeeping skills, however, leave much to be desired. Did you at least get our orders correct? Of course. You wanted the Earl Grey, right? Right. Hideki sighs in relief, now that Kenji, the unofficial gatekeeper of the PR department, has been appeased. Everyone else should be easy. The young intern moves through the cubicles of the office, distributing drinks. It's just the same as any other day at Lyric, really. Like usual, Kenji is cool and aloof, Ryoichi is loud and overbearing, and Sayuri is quietly pensive. There's a reason Hideki prefers Sayuri to the others. At least she actually says thank you. Hey, say, Sayuri. Ryoichi, ever the playboy despite being the oldest in the office, is busy giving the pretty PR organizer a wide grin. I don't know why I keep stumbling over this name. Why the matcha tea? Is it for health benefits? 'Cause you look just fine to me. Oh, how sweet of you to say. I'm not just saying it, Sayuri. It's true. You're the picture of health. Your skin is just glowing. Unfortunately, the status of my skin won't help us prepare for Idol Fest. Oh, I don't know about that. A healthy body is a healthy mind. A healthy mind leads to an improved workflow. An increased workflow leads to a more productive team. Everybody wins. Sayuri sighs deeply. So too does Kenji. He always seems tense, well, tenser than usual, when Ryoichi starts flirting with Sayuri. I don't think about my orders that deeply. I like matcha tea because my grandmother always drank it with me when I was young. That's all. Ah, so it's nostalgic. I suppose so. And what did you get? Just a cappuccino. Bland and boring, I know, but it gets the job done. I'm not young enough to try fancy blends, not like the youth of today with their so-called chai lattes. He makes quotation marks with his fingers, and Sayuri resists the urge to roll her eyes. Speaking of coffee, I've been slaving away all day. I should have gone on my lunch break an hour ago, but, you know, things come up. Can you hold the fort for a bit, Sayuri? Oh, sure, I suppose. Stellar. I'll only be a half hour. When I get back, I'll start sorting through some of that paperwork for the convention. I would be most appreciative. Hey, Kenji, you haven't had lunch yet, have you? Do you want to come with? Why not? I've been working like a dog all day. That's what happens when a con comes up. It gets so hectic all of a sudden. I'd rather have too much work than not enough. I can't stand being idle. That's why I like you so much, Sayuri. Personally, I think this is a huge pain in the neck. And you would say that, Kenji? You know me too well. Kenji and Ryoichi chat a little bit before departing. Kenji's mouth is drawn into a thin line, perhaps from overwork, but Ryoichi is laughing. He laughs frequently. Sayuri, meanwhile, cracks her knuckles. It's unladylike, she knows, but who cares? She isn't going to get married anytime soon, and logs on to idol boards. Moderating the boards is fairly easy work, given Lyric has a great deal of fans who are more than willing to do Sayuri's job for her. It's just a precaution, really, in case people start asking awkward questions, spreading rumors, or spouting hateful spiel that could reflect badly upon the company. As Sayuri scrolls, head propped up by her hand, she starts to plan the rest of her day. She's always planning, even when she isn't at work. She can't help herself. Misaki tells her to calm down, but how can she? Her brain just doesn't work like that. Speaking of Misaki, they're meant to be going shopping later. Misaki's content enough to wander around aimlessly, and though that isn't really Sayuri's thing, she's happy to tag along. Sayuri needs a break from work, and Misaki needs a break from life. Having a boyfriend like Kenji must be miserable. Oh? Sayuri blinks, all thoughts about her shopping trip evaporating as she chances upon a topic that requires a company response. Who made Aiko? Thank you for your question. Aiko was created by a team of Lyric employees. Unfortunately, due to confidentiality concerns, we are unable to discuss the specifics in too much detail. I hope this answers your question. This topic will now be locked. Okay, and I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up for now. Oh my god, there's 40 save slots, that's wild. Yeah, this is... It had a strong enough start that I want to see where it goes. But currently it's feeling not especially exciting. I'm trying so hard not to be mean about it. Because I can see that a lot of love was poured into this. I just don't know if it's for me. But the beginning was interesting enough that I want to see where it goes. So, I guess I'll see you all next time.